Al to kendol nal konton kendol nal badi ma la jada malam spin banko kang sal sato kono bi November karo tili tansabola end of the month bi karo nyim tatale madi ngami ankolu santeng be tembo men to Gambia politiko be continue banko kang karo bela kandidatul be yai kang ibela kampanyo ke kang ibe futa kang karte failal oto al salon ko karte fawo mo fenneti akumata bake ni nata falindrola karola ani ni nata maralola karola bari men kal mara ni aje be wulla e mansino melano mallono ibal dandangala wati wati bal kanganya kan ibal la carte ke so ngini kan al bulupuru al si tombonno nyamen ka la kango di la puru sal mara itul fonta keno le fongo de bari si kango nyi nginale bulu nali al la carte ke so dal ye tombon al yeke nyaton kolti sinana banko la kofanyin wala banko la buntungo bari marlo tata nata kufulalam buntungo lemu anin kango buntungo nyin kango wala katine buloka siam ni kango dila o kango nyin isnao tamandi buntungo la karola membe ko nyatan ko men ka kafunyo maka bo banko dingol bulu fo dontro lembang fo soro lembang fo fangay bulobule la jibo kono liabilities nyanta ka menjo banko la kota nyanta ka contribute na pour ka development do samana banko ka inam koti men akumata bak o kamala mbade ngol nyemu kuleti men e be tembo men do carte foto tilisawa mo safo bari nin karo bitil tan sabo kumfata abanta bi ngana dati killing fulla saba wol mu lungul te lungul men itutaje nyin til sabo mu fawto taje til killing be jeto men obe kala daha lungul te nin ko andi tad wala be kala wolunte wolum campagne to kala first second wolmu campagne to le bari sabanja onyin omu res delti nobody ye on the fourth gambe deul men nyanta ka katro fay ye finti yeta polling station olto ye katro fay eta si la sol kono ye la moy abitla munela IC la doko ning ya kankula wati wati jumale kanyeta sinaje ko mari le kanyeta bari nyimu sport counting neti sport counting dong katro fay ta tundo minna e utundo nyimfong e ka konti o lord la fonta carte fay wa e dulata ni ya ta ya di returning officer la membe o ma fon la waya futandi aizim bar pulun agentol pati yo pati ila mo be jo be kalon ne jella kontita jumale in nanka mun soto jumale in nanka mun soto be ka sedel waya na go sport counting sunyaro boka kenod sunyaro boka la muneto wala mo drong ninga futata total total counting nying eka damin tabu wo mu fendeti ni ala fawto mo sa long wolta ko ya la fal bari returning official bulu aning polling agentol bulu patiola polling agentol patiol wol kalon ne ko every constituency men finta jeto carte keso men nanga mo finta je bari nyim famu president carte fawta manke député carte fawt bari boxo men nanga mo lota mo morning membe ko patiol la nyatonkol bari amosia ke pati worol be loring immake la fenneta confusion manyana ka sotoje ni nata total amount of tabunya na karol so ka continue mbade wol nyimkuloti men akumata bake akumata bi futata ko dangto ni lokungolem gambianol be la decision o tala an fanan gambianol bina alonna who is going to rule them jumal bi marala men gambia din le denda yemen tombong ni sangi lulo men kanate anin pati juma so kamala ni membe karto fay la me ya fay ay ani hakili ma ya kono kana koronto ya jibe who wants it candidate juma le wota la anin pati juma le wota pour kan bankota kala afia so du bulo kono ko mol pour na bankola hajo topoto no nyamen ngal na mane ne pro al kanana al carte keso sika al yadi mola momen abakas kullo mabo ka kalindi menna abuka kullo mabo bari president ka kalindi menala out of secrecy out of secrecy is very important. Bankola kulo ko president manyan ka daila platform oto akata ka sata dunia be ka moy. President kake ama wot kake president. President nyanda bankola kulo kol anyanta wo sutural at all cost. Kate kise nyino manyan natin na president ka Lowe bankola kulo kata ka wo lankene ma dunia betema o manjara kake president mo meke. Bankol beni la kullo buka sata to the public interest anda mananke doto banku kam akake Gambia da mal. So odum keta wati jumala of recently in president ambassador de Adama Barrow funga tofo he doesn't want it molemu a follow munela jamfa bari momi a fango lota aka fango counter ko ate abe hitan la banku de la ko ni be carte keso nginna e kam memfo e kala hidol menta ni cité bukolke. So sai o mari fo a jarta bang ali alla carte keso sika aliya diwol nyimmu molati men aman jara pro ali carte keso sika aliya dial mani ngam yankol kana ko do sika bankola na flo me nyanta ka dum bankola la kol kunna kata ka talanta la moltema pour ka carte keso ngini bul ali mutebulu alla ko dolem nali e mutebulu carte o aliya sika ndebe men fula aliya di UDP la nyim pati la mu pati men a serious e committa pro ke barol la ndim fanan ideal men be bulu ya findindi le dunia be yaje mo be yaje it is recommended the whole world ko nyinel mo molde men they are committed anim pare dum fanan pour kana bankota ka falling so be ala karol kay julubal men tata ko ka dulalle fenge be berol lalle fengol be lala o kana na mo killing ta e karrodi Adama Barrow ube tar la jele Gambia la jilolem Gambia de la ba jilo jol president nata abo projet gol abe continue lele mo kana na song moyenane ko in be projet gol men be landi kan tan ila jiba kono ko dole no banku dingol alla jibo kono fo loan nem bank garant lem bank ani fa banko fa la ko dole bank mo kanal nane wala nim president do tije nim min nata wala ba konnende parce alam bara any projet gol men beketen projet cliente je men mala projet gol be continuation wala only few of them so kamala nyimu fenne transmission wala aka continue abe bod kan wati fujanni ba fala Gambia ba fango dama jila wato men so nga molta men they are committed fully experienced e kata expertolti administration o kono kanaje ko isenna banko tamanino laftala nyame yo mbade wono say nganana akiwarol men karam bi angle kawdo ngadi tesol be karam angle kamol to standard headline ol fanan karanne standard point bari standard la kibar la men labanta la mem kita UDP la surrogate to spokesperson o karamon jay I counter men ke CepRass la bari CepRass kita kafuleti ibe Gambia de will mislead kan bi ko nyin sama ko nyin bi ko nyin sama kin but of recently inatna mem bondi ko itele men fo in what dan don ko ko mem fo ko Adama Barrow NPP is likely to win but molio tala ya debunk ya rubbish le because of money and you know they are not consistent together with other Afrobarometer ibe campagne men ke ka di wala wol fananga publish e ka mol mislead so wala na karmon jay ko men ke sponsor ay muru ka ay nyinin kay tata min tole sako badi bu fawto ate bodam damen because badi min ko sate kilinte ji anin sate kilim megia e to linyim CepRass e fotata ye singolo damen ka banko do nyinin ka e ka sila office kono e ka mo kilin kumani yane mo kilin kumani jana e ko banko e ko tay ko lem sovieti ite men conduct banko kam let them go out and bring to the grassroots, ask them what transpired there. But no one de niga kuma fali kana amuda. Ndebe mem fala ni membe karto fala UDP finita karto fala UDP. Adam Barrow he cannot make it. Afang olon because of recently aka diamo mem fa afang alon ko is guilty concept. Adam Barrow alon ko election he is not going to manage it. He is not going to win it. So mbadi olo ananga kiwarol men karangali angle kaw do ngani futan dalma ani ngam men karang ko men kibar labang ngo karang anglo ani man kaw do ning karamon jayla dia mola ka CepRass ni la prediction o me yafo because it's a prediction ko most likely Adama Barrow la NPP wala be win so ngalla moy o kibarol la amen karang of recently. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Air Radio Salgueruna, Spain. Today, 30th November 2021, the end of the month. Now, 3 days ahead of Gambia presidential election. 3 days. So now, the bulletins. We start with point newspaper. Former Gambian vice president nominated for African Achievers Award. Barrow to use executive order in constructing Igbo town roads. And then Dabo addresses supporters at residence. Esafal task IEC to stop unacceptable political undertaking by NPP. Banjul CRR, and CRR village with absolutely no amenities, no trace of development. The national news from Point Newspaper, NAVSTI NAFT trains 20 TVET managers rather. Health Ministry holds symposium on antimicrobial resistance. UNDEF represent monitors project on strengthening human rights and governance. So those are the headlines from Point News. So now let's see Standard Newspaper. CA will not endorse any party. Batchilly dissolve rebel gap executive. Islamic Christian councils call for peaceful election. Gambia to increase surveillance against new COVID-19 variant. So let's see down. Commune case struck out as they seek to settle out of court. Group 6, police permit to protest against IEC. Kande condemns Barrow for comments on Jammeh's disease murder. U.S. senators introduce resolution to support Gambia election. Mayor Lowe appointed vice chair of Global Parliaments of Mayors. UDP surrogate rubbish CepRass poll. IEC case against CACC goes to appeal court. Gambia's group march, that was yesterday, sorry. So I think Those are the headlines from Standard newspaper today. So let's see and start with the details. We start with Citizen Alliance. This one by Alhaji Mane, Standard reporter, read by Alhaji Adama Air Radio Saljeruna, Spain. The Citizen Alliance Party has announced that it will not be endorsing any political party or independent candidate for Saturday's high-stake presidential election, announcing its decision not to contest the election. CA said it finds the actions of the IEC to be in blatant disregard of a court order which instructed the IEC to process the party's nomination papers for it to be eligible to stand for election. The party said because of the IEC's actions, it is now impossible for it to put forward the name of its candidate, Dr. Sumaila Sise, or on ballot. Citizens Alliance will neither endorse any political party or candidate nor enter into an alliance with any party or candidate in the upcoming December 4th presidential election. A statement signed by Dominic Mendy, the national president of the party, affirmed. It added, Citizen Alliance has instructed its lawyers to commence contempt of court proceeding against the chairman of the IEC for willful disobedience of the order of the court. We continue to reaffirm our trust and confidence in the judiciary and will continue to seek legal redress in the courts. We thank all our supporters, members, sympathizers, and the entire Gambian population for their support and for standing by CA during this very difficult period. It ends just stay tuned. Don't go. We'll back momentarily with another story. Welcome back, still with Standard Newspaper. Musa Yali Bakili dissolved rebel GAP executive. This one by Omar Ba, Standard reporter. Read by Hajar Air Radio Saljeruna. Now the details. Gambia Action Party leader Musa Bakili has announced that he has dissolved the party's executive committee, which recently suspended him. Mr. Bakili was suspended for endorsing President Barrow without approval from the executive. But in a statement released yesterday, Bakili announced, in light of the difficult circumstances surrounding disgruntled members of GAP and the seemingly pretentious attempt to instigate a leadership feud in the name of the executive, I hereby dissolve the entire executive of GAP and urge all my party followers to follow me to form a coalition government with NPP. He said an interim executive committee has been formed and its members will be announced shortly. However, he declared one Badra Fall as acting administrative secretary. We urge all former executive members to settle all their liabilities with the party and surrender all party assets to the office under my supervision, including handing over notes with immediate effect to avoid legal action. The party and its founding Secretary General request that all liabilities owed to anybody within the party be brought in written to our acting administrative secretary for immediate settlement to protect the name and integrity of the party, he said. He said security forces will be used to quell any attempt to instigate violence or use of force against the party and its officials in barbaric and deceitful acts of the former executive against its party founder and secretary general. When contacted for comments, GAP's Administrative Secretary Mohamed Yafa said Mr. Batchilly has no legal authority to dissolve the party's executive. Batchilly is a fool who doesn't even understand the party's constitution. How can he dissolve an executive and elected by a Congress? Batchilly is even under suspension based on his reason to endorse another political party without the executive's approval. By doing that, he violated 7 articles of the party's constitution. You cannot be member of GAP and at the same time be a member of another party because Article 10.20 of the party's constitution only empowers the committee to suspend or expel any executive member, Yafa said. Stay tuned, don't go, I'll be back momentarily with another story. Welcome back. Still with Sunday newspaper. The headline: Islamic and Christian councils call for peaceful election by Umi Bojang. Read by Hajarama Air Radio Salgerona Spain. Now the details. As Gambian heads to the polls this weekend, the Islamic and Christian Council have urged Gambians to uphold the peace and tranquility the country is known for. This message was delivered by the leaders of the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council and the Gambia Christian Council, who met at the Supreme Islamic Council headquarters in Kanifing on Thursday. Rev. James S. Colley, a representative of the Church Interfaith Subcommittee of the Gambia Christian Council, said, as humans, we are wired with emotions, and as such, we affiliate with a particular political party, regardless of tribe or religion. Candidates are campaigning, selling their propaganda, and in doing so, make mistakes by saying some things they are not supposed to say. But we as Christians should know that election will come and go, but the Gambia remains, he preached. Chorno Aliu Maska, Imam Ratib of Banjul, said the aim of the gathering was to preach the gospel of interfaith tolerance and peace. Peace is what rules the world, and the hereafter. It enables a religion to function, and no government can function in the absence of peace, he said. Sorry. I am so Imam Ka advised Gambian electorates to approach the election with peace and maturity, saying, those voting, let them vote wisely and peacefully and go back to their houses, and let parents keep their children at home to maintain peace. He urged Gambians to accept the verdict of the majority and rally behind the declared victory for the advancement of the country. Esa Dabo, the president of the Supreme Islamic Council, said the Gambia is blessed with inviolable peace and it is the duty of all citizens to maintain it. He encouraged imams to choose the theme of peace for their Friday sermons. Rev. Rodney Louis Pron, General Secretary of the Gambia Christian Council, cited the bomb between the two councils, noting this is the time to manifest the peace, love, and unity we talk about as religious people. As electorate, we all belong to a political party, have our personal interests and agenda, but we have the same needs, which are peace, security, food, and shelter, which we cannot get without peace and tranquility in the country. It ends. Second, don't go. We'll be back momentarily after a short jingle. Welcome back. The headline, Gambia to increase surveillance against new COVID-19 variant. This one by Tabora Bojang, Standard Reporter, read by Hajalama Air Radio Saljeruna Spain. Now the details. The Ministry of Health has said it has taken notice of the new Omicron coronavirus variant, which is feared to have high risk of infection. The new variant was first reported in South Africa last week, and since then, many Western countries has imposed travel bans on the country, along with its neighbors in Southern Africa. According to the WHO, further research is required to assess the potential of the new variant to resist COVID-19 vaccine. The United Nations Health Body cautioned that the new variant could pose substantial impacts on countries with low national vaccination like the Gambia and urges countries to put in place a risk-based approach to adjust international travel measures. This is coming on the heels of rising complacency among citizens coupled with a boozy presidential election made by huge disregards for the coronavirus protocols. The Director of Health Service at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Mustafa Bitey, told the Standard that plans to prevent, detect, and respond to the disease like other COVID variants are all in swing. We maintain our surveillance and review our guardians based on the available evidence. Dr. Bitey, an obstetric, obstetric, obstetrician gynecologist, added. The Director of Health Promotion and Education, Modunjai, also disclosed that the health of ministry is set to convene an internal meeting to put together a preventive framework to prevent the spread of the disease in the Gambia. The Ministry of Health is fully aware of the developments surrounding the new variant. All our thematic areas remain effective, and we are ready to fight against it in Kyoson. Njai stated in their station. Don't go back momentarily with another story after a short jingle. Welcome back. Still with Standard Newspaper. Commune case struck out as they seek to settle out of court. By Bruce as a Mota, Standard reporter, read by Hajaram Air Radio Sal Yaruna Spain. The High Court in Banjul, presided over by Justice Ibrahim Ajaite, has struck out the civil suit filed by Commune Gambia Limited against the Minister of Information and Communication Infrastructure and the Public Utility Regulatory Authority, PURA, as the matter is being settled out of court. It could be recalled that Comium's operational license was suspended earlier last month, and the telco was asked to stop its services for failing to settle tax and other pecuniary dues to government. The company should redress when it filed an ex-party motion in court, which was granted with the judge ordering the company to resume operation. But last Friday, Commune applied to the High Court to withdraw the matter on grounds of good faith engagement to settle the matter out of court. When the matter came up, lawyers from the Attorney General's chambers did not object to the application to withdraw the suit. Justice Jaite accordingly struck out the suit. It ends. Stay tuned. Don't go back momentarily. Welcome back. Group seek police permit to protest against IEC. This one by Umarba, Standard Reporter. Riba Hajano Air Radio Saljerno Spain. The Gambia for 5 years and Peace Building, a group formed in 2019 to defend President Barrow's constitutional right to serve for 5 years, has written to the IGP for a permit to stage protests against IEC's key electoral officer, Samujanjai. The statement signed by the group president Ibrahima Soriba and shared with the Standard reads, "We are concerned with the uncalled for incompetence and inconsistency of the IEC that poses serious peace threats to the Gambia. Therefore, the group wishes to hold a nationwide peace solidarity march with a view to demonstrate our fears and lack of trust in IEC's ability to organize a free and fair presidential election. Furthermore, the unprofessionalism and credibility dwelling of the IEC conclusively remains a cause for concern, those representing a calculated threat to the peace and post-election stability the Gambia is known for," the group said. The letter has been sent to the Inspector General of Police, IEC, ECOWAS Interparty Committee, Tango, and DIM of the diplomatic corps in the country. It ends here. Stay tuned. Don't go. We'll back momentarily with another story. Welcome back. Still with Point Standard Newspaper, rather. Kande condemns Barrow for comments on Jammeh's deceased mother. This one by Omar Bastandard reporter Reba Hajalama Air Radio Saljerona, Spain. The details. GDC leader Mama Kande has condemned President Barrow's expose of how he intervened to get the corpse for President Yahya Jammeh's mother repatriated from Equatorial Guinea and buried in the Gambia. Fed up with Jammeh's verbals, which include calling him a donkey, President Barrow told his supporters at a meeting in Fajikunda on Friday that Jammeh carried for help when his mother died in Equatorial Guinea and wanted her body to be repatriated and interred in the Gambia. He explained at length how Jammeh contacted his host, President Obiang, who in turn contacted several presidents, seeking him to allow the body to be brought to the Gambia. I could have refused because I remember when former Minister Buba Balde died in Senegal. Jammeh said his body will not be repatriated to the Gambia, Barrow explained. He said he doesn't have any personal gripes with Jammeh. All these things that Jammeh is doing, I have nothing against him. This is why I didn't get angry over whatever he says. The Gambia is our country and we have to promote peace, he said. But reacting to the president's comments at a rally in Jiboro on Sunday, Mama Kande said the President Barrow should stop talking nonsense. A leader should have the ability to keep secret and know what to say and what not to say. If you are a leader, when talking, you should make sure that what you are saying makes sense. What we want in this country is peace and unity. I advise Barrow to be measured in his speeches, or else let him shut up and allow those who can talk do so. If you don't know what you are saying, you should be moved. I advise him not to use Jammeh's late mother to score political point, Kande charge. UDP supporter Nyang Yai also commented on the matter. Adama Barrow has stooped lower than maggots will on a dead carcass. Definitely he doesn't understand what the oath of secrecy is all about. It is ultra distasteful narrating the death of Yahya Jammeh's mother for political gain. Yes, Jammeh abused his power by not guaranteeing Buba Balde and Kukois a fitting funeral on home soil, but that doesn't give him brownie points for allowing Jammeh's mom a fitting funeral on home soil. Honestly, this man is not fit for purpose. President Barrow is a disgrace to this nation. How can a president stand on a national platform and reduce himself to a storyteller and not a solution provider for our festering socio-economic wars? It ends. Stay tuned. Don't go back momentarily with another story. Welcome back. Still with Standard Newspaper, the headline. Mayor Lowe appointed vice chair of Global Parliament of Mayors. This one is a press release read by Hajalama Air Radio Salgeruna Spain. Now, the details. Mayor of Banjul, Rohim Malik Lowe, has been appointed vice chair of the Global Parliament of Mayors GPM. In her position as vice chair, Mayor Lowe is now a member of the GPM's daily board, joining Mayor Peter Roos Machen, Germany, who serves as a chair of the organization, and Ricardo Rio Baraga, Portugal, the GPM's treasurer. The Delhi board is in charge of the daily governance of the Global Parliament of Mayors and part of the Executive Committee, which is the primary executive body of the GPM. Mayor Lowe was the first woman elected mayor of Banjul, the Gambia, a position she has held since 2018. Mayor Lowe uses her powerful voice to advocate for women's empowerment and gender equality. In her role as mayor, she has ushered in several developments in her city and the Gambia that enable them to be part of national and local decision-making processes. She has established movements, political groups across the country to train women and youth and prepare them for leadership. Since joining the GPM in 2019, Mayor Lowe has contributed actively to the operation. Most recently, Mayor Lowe co-led the GPA's Uniting Mayors project on climate force migration. In addition to her position in the GPM, Mayor Lowe is the president of the African Capital Cities Sustainability Forum and president of Rafela, the Gambia National chapter under the leadership of the United Cities for Local Government, UCLG. It ends. Stay tuned. Don't go back momentarily. Welcome back. Still with Standard Newspaper. UDP surrogate rubbishes CepRass pool. This one by Amadou Jadama, Standard reporter, read by Hal Jadama. Air Radio Salgeruna. Now the details. A UDP regional spokesperson has said the latest CepRass poll indicating that NPP's Adama Barrow is likely to win the presidential election is unfounded and totally misleading. Karamonjai from North Bank region, who walked into the offices of the Standard yesterday, contended the latest survey conducted by CepRass is completely false and misleading, and they are misleading President Barrow if their aim is to please him. This will be the last pressure he will get in his presidency. This is the last pleasure he will get in his presidency. I am a citizen of North Bank region, and I also did my research, and I find out that these separatist people did not even rig North Bank. And that is why many people in the region were left speechless when they heard the news. Many people told me they were not aware of any survey conducted by CepRass in their villages in NBR. Therefore, we challenge them to come out and tell us which village in North Bank they went to and which village hosted them. If some person or party is giving them money to cook of such suspicious figures, let their sponsors ask them because they have not reached out. reach out our region. Even through casual observation, any independent-minded and sensible person will know that the majority of Gambians are behind UDP. Even Ensa Fall will beat President Barrow. Barrow may even take fourth position. I did I did my own research and I tour the country and I read the situation, the way and manner that Gambians are reacting. Even President Barrow himself knows that he is not going to make it. We at the UDP believe we are going to win by the grace of Allah. Let me tell you this. There are some regions in this country. If you control them, then you win. They are North Bank region, Lower River region, West Coast region, and Kanifing municipality. And we control all these regions. I think CepRass only went to URR, and even in URR, we are going to share the votes with President Barrow. In fact, Mama Kande will beat him there. Mr. Njai urged his party supporters to totally ignore the CepRass poll results. It ends here.